Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. We're talking this whole month about ekphrasis, and today we're going to move into California plein air painting, and we're going to move through some California artists. It's October 25th, I believe, and we're right towards the end of the month. And I wanted to kind of save California for last because I'm a Californian. I've been Californian for 40 years now, and 39 years. I find them really interesting. I find the plein air movement really interesting because it's an inheritor of the Hudson Valley School, which I really admire. And the plein air painters, they're people who want to go outside and paint what's around them, but they're painting what's in front of them. But they're also painting the dream of California, which is a place of extraordinary weather, extraordinary natural beauty, all of those kinds of things. And I find a mood that runs through the California plein air paintings to be really sort of dreamlike and not quite surreal, but closing in on surreal, even though their art is very what's in front of you. Very often they're painting the motion more than the actual object. So you get the wind through the trees, you get the water coming through, that kind of thing. Today we're taking a look at Ana Althea Hill, who was a woman who moved to California in 1915 and painted for the next 15 years or so before she died, somewhere in there. And she did most of her painting in and about California. And she was painting, one of the things you could write about is painting her subject matter, right? She's painting the dream of California at the time, which is not necessarily the reality of California, or at least not for everyone. California, a place where there was a lot of turmoil going on, but of course what she sees is the beautiful image of it, right? And it becomes almost an advertisement for California as to what California is telling the rest of the world California is, right? It's a place of wide open natural beauty where nobody really has settled, forgetting about Hispanic and Native peoples and the white people who've been there, and all sorts of people. 1915, it's a pretty well settled state. It's also taking a look at the Los Angeles area in that same sort of way, with Los Angeles, which was a much smaller city than San Francisco. San Francisco being kind of the center of California in terms of the urbanness. It's not until people like Mulholland started to import water into Los Angeles that it started to grow. Anyway, if I were going to be writing this thing, I'd talk about that contrast between what is California, the dream, and what is California, the reality. And so her dream is this place of, it's interesting, it's the movement, but it's also a very gentle nature, whereas the Hudson painters would draw these incredible crags, and it's like, here is nature, it's going to be more powerful than you. The California plein air, it's a place where you live within nature, and nature is easy on you. It's a gentle mother, as opposed to the, I guess, ungentle mother. I don't know. It's not a very good turn of phrase. Okay, so that's what I'd write about. You could write about other things, including technique. You could write about the fact that a woman was being given a very good marketplace for her work, right? She was able to do this, and she became very successful because of the relative democracy of California, right? It's a little bit easier, more open out here than it was in the East. Okay, so once you're done with that, post down below, and we'll talk about it, and I'll see you tomorrow on 30 Days Until Then.